Today we shall be discussing about the current affairs from 24th of October till 30th of October. In this session on current affairs, we shall be discussing about national events, international events, summit related events, conference related events, and various other events that have taken place in the week from 24th of October till 30th of October. Now let us start off our discussion on our current affairs. The first event that we are going to discuss in today's session is the International Energy Agency, which has released World Energy Outlook 2023 report. So the World Energy Outlook 2023 report was released by International Energy Agency. So what are the various highlights of this report? The share of fossil fuels in the global energy supply is projected to reduce from around 80% to 73% by 2030. The report highlights that the share of fossil fuels or conventional fuels in the global energy supply would be projected to reduce from 80% to 73% by 2030. The global energy related carbon dioxide emissions are also projected to peak by 2025. It also says that the carbon dioxide emissions in the global energy supply are projected to be peaking by 2025. Renewable energy sources are set to contribute about 80% of the new power generation capacity by 2030. It says that by the year 2030, the share of renewable energy sources in the total power generation capacity would reach 80%. This was highlighted in its stated policies scenario steps, and the share of solar photovoltaic alone would account for more than half of this. So out of this 80% of the new power generation capacity, 50% would come from solar photovoltaic cells. Extreme volatility in the energy markets highlighted the importance of affordable, reliable and resilient supply. This report also highlights the need or emphasis for the importance of the affordable, reliable and resilient supply chains in the backdrop of extreme volatility or inconsistency in the energy markets. This report has also made some India specific observations. What are these? India has now become an importer of modern clean energy technologies as it is trying to scale up its solar and wind power generation capacity. India has become an important exporter of clean energy, modern or new clean energy technologies as Indian government is trying to scale up or increase the solar and wind generation capacities in India. Over the past 5 years, solar photovoltaics have accounted for nearly 60% of new power generation capacity in India. India's demand for electricity for running household air conditioners is also estimated to expand 9-fold by 2050. So, the demand for running the household air conditioners in India is also expected or estimated to expand by 9-fold by 2050. It also has made some important suggestions. What are these? It has emphasized on the need for scaling up or increasing the clean energy investments in emerging and developing economies. So it says that the emerging and developing economies need to scale up their investments in clean energy technologies. It has also emphasized on the need for expanded, modernized and cyber secure transmissions and distribution grids, which are critical to energy security or electricity security. It has emphasized on the need for expanded, modernized and at the same time cyber secure transmission and distribution grids, which are considered to be critical for ensuring electricity security or energy security. It also wanted to pay attention to resilience of the clean energy technology supply chains. It has also emphasized on the need for the resilience of clean energy technology supply chains. Now, what is International Energy Agency? Some important facts about this organization. International Energy Agency was founded in 1974 to ensure the security of oil supplies. Energy security still remains a central part of its mission, the core objective of its mission. 31 countries are member countries in this organization and India is not a member. India is a part of association countries of International Energy Agency. Now, the headquarters of International Energy Agency is Paris, France. The headquarters of International Energy Agency is in Paris, France. The next important event is India pitching to host Olympics in 2036 at the International Olympic Committee session which was held in Mumbai. So far only 3 Asian countries, namely China, South Korea and Japan, have hosted Olympics in their countries, with Japan hosting the Olympics twice, once in 1964 and in 2020, very recently. International Olympic Committee was established in the year 1894, which is a not-for-profit organization or not-for-profit independent international organization which is based in Lausanne, Switzerland. Now, how does International Olympic Committee select the countries for hosting Olympics? IOC is responsible for electing Olympic host. This selection procedure is overseen by 2 permanent future host commissions. There are 2 permanent future host commissions which shall oversee the selection procedure for selecting the countries as host countries for hosting the Olympics. One is for Summer Olympics and the other one is for Winter Olympic Games. Future host commissions are comprised of the IOC members and the other Olympic stakeholders, and it makes recommendations to the IOC Executive Board, which is the highest decision-making body in the International Olympic Committee regarding possible future hosts and decisions which are put forward for elections. Now, there is a method of election to select the host country for conducting the Olympic Games. A host is elected by a majority of votes cast by the secret ballot. Each active member of the Olympic Committee has 1 valid vote. In case of voting, if no majority is arrived at, the least voted candidate is eliminated until one country attains a majority. So, this is the procedure that is followed by the International Olympic Committee to select a country for hosting the Olympic Games. The approach for selection criteria is 2 stages, without any fixed deadlines to assess, discuss and guide potential hosts. So, the selection procedure consists of 2-stage process. What are these 2 stages? One is continuous dialogue stage and the other one is targeted dialogue stage. In the continuous dialogue stage, discussions between the IOC's future host commissions and the interested parties will take place. And in the targeted dialogue stage, after a feasibility study was conducted, the future host commissions will recommend inviting 1 or more parties as preferred hosts. So, these are the 2-stage procedures that are undertaken by the Olympic Committee for selecting the countries for hosting the Olympic Games. Now, what are the various benefits of hosting the Olympic Games? It will lead to increase in the foreign exchange reserves due to the international tourists' arrivals in India. It will also enable the usage of the communications and sports infrastructure that is going to be built for the games. These communications and sports infrastructure facilities can be utilized for decades afterwards. It also increases in civic pride and a local sense of community among the people of the host city. People of the host country can feel proud and may also feel a sense of civic pride among themselves by way of hosting these Olympic Games in their country. Now, what are the various possible issues in hosting or conducting these games? Cost overruns, poor land usage, inadequate planning and underutilization of facilities and resources are considered to be one of the few of the possible causes in terms of hosting the Olympic Games in a country. Now, what is the next important event? The air quality index in Mumbai is recorded to be poorer than in Delhi. The air quality index of Mumbai has breached the 300 mark, which is considered as very poor air quality index. Usually, Mumbai air is considered cleaner due to the factors caused by coastal location. Because of its advantage as a coastal city, the air quality in Mumbai is usually considered to be cleaner than other cities. So, what are these various coastal factors that affect the air quality in Mumbai? Strong surface winds leads to faster dispersal of pollutants, and the strong sea breeze also sweeps away pollution particles from the land. The strong surface winds lead to faster dispersal of pollutants, and at the same time the stronger sea breeze sweeps away pollutants and pollution particles from the land, leading to good air quality in the Mumbai. Now, what are the factors causing current air quality index of Mumbai? The change in the local wind pattern, a cycle of wind patterns between sea to land and land to sea is disturbed, which will increase the particulate matter or PM in the air, leading to poor air quality. So, the change in the local wind pattern from land to sea and sea in the land, sea to land, and a disturbance caused in this shall also lead to the increase in the particulate matter, hence also impacting the air quality index in Mumbai. A dip in La Nina or cooling of the ocean surface and a change in wind patterns, which is this, partially caused a sudden spike in the particulate matter in the coastal cities, especially in Mumbai. So, one of the other reasons for increase in the particulate matter in the atmosphere and also a change in the air quality index is a dip or a decrease in the La Nina condition of the ocean surface, and a resultant change in the wind pattern has increased in the particulate matter in the atmosphere and also leading to the air quality index change. Temperature gradient. Temperature difference between city and nearby hills drawing wind and dust from areas like Navi Mumbai, which is considered to be a hilly area, towards the city. Generation of pollutants within the city in the form of pollution from road dust, construction sites, automobile exhaust and usage of unclean fuels have also contributed its share towards a very poor air quality in Mumbai. Now, what are the various programs or initiatives that have been taken up by the Government of India to curtail this air pollution in cities? One such important program is National Clean Air Program, which was launched as a time-bound program to reduce pollution in a comprehensive manner. The National Clean Air Program was initiated by the Government of India as a time-bound program to reduce the pollution levels in a comprehensive manner. System of Air Quality and Weather Forecasting and Research, or SAFAR. It was launched to know the air quality index and overall city pollution and location-specific air quality through AQI. The other initiatives include launching of National Air Quality Index, setting up of National Ambient Air Quality Standards, adopting cleaner fuel standards like BS6. So, these are the various initiatives which are taken up by the government towards eradicating or reducing the air pollution from the atmosphere in cities like Mumbai and Delhi and elsewhere. Air Quality Index communicates air quality status using 6 categories ranging from good to severe. It is based on the levels of 8 pollutants, which includes particulate matter 10, particulate matter 2.5, ozone, carbon monoxide, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, lead and ammonia. So, these are the 8 pollutants based on which the air quality index is calculated: PM10, PM2.5, ozone, carbon monoxide, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, lead and ammonia. So, these are the various pollutants which contribute towards the air quality. The next important event is 25th round of boundary talks between Bhutan and China and signing of cooperation agreement between both the countries. The agreement outlines the responsibilities and functions of the Joint Technical Team or JTT. So, the agreement also emphasizes on the delimitation and demarcation of the boundary between the two countries. So, the Joint Technical Team, which is supposed to be established, will look into the delimitation and the demarcation of the boundary between the two countries, Bhutan and China. The boundary talks have been stalled since 2016, especially due to the Doklam issue which happened in 2017. Joint Technical Team, it was established earlier in 2023 to assist in the implementation of 3-step roadmap. So, what is the cooperation agreement and what are the features of this cooperation agreement? The history of Bhutan-China border dispute, which has started in 1950, when China has published a map of its own claiming the areas in the west and north of Bhutan as its own. So, if you can see, this is the map of Bhutan which shows the various geographical areas which were claimed by China as territories of China. the areas which are demarcated here are being claimed by China as their own territories. For example, the Beol, Kenpajong, Sakteng and Pangda. These are the various territories of Bhutan which are also claimed by China as their territories. Boundary talks between the two countries, however, began in 1984. They also signed an agreement on maintenance of peace and tranquility across the border in 1998. The disputed territories include, as we discussed, Pasamulung, Jakarlung valleys in the north of Bhutan. In the west, we have Doklam, Dramana and Shaktoi, Yakchu and Charitangchu and Sinchulungpa and Langmarpo valleys. Recently, China has also claimed Sakteng Sanctuary in Bhutan's east. These are various territories of Bhutan which are disputed and at the same time claimed by China as their territories. So, one such territory is the Doklam territory in the west of Bhutan. Now, why it is significant for India? So, why is this the cooperation agreement which was signed between Bhutan and China is significant from the point of view of India? China has proposed a swap arrangement wherein China can concede its northern claims for Bhutan in the favor of Bhutan and accepting western claims including Doklam in the favor of China can be a concern for India. Why? Because by way of this swap arrangement, if China concedes its northern claims of the territories of Bhutan in the favor of Bhutan, and if it concedes if it accepts the western claims and the territories in the west of the Bhutan in the favor of China, then Doklam would be taken over by China, which would be a cause of concern for India. Doklam Tri-Junction is also crucial for India as it lies close to the Siliguri corridor in India. This Doklam Tri-Junction is crucial for India. Why? Because it is closer to the Siliguri corridor. The Sakteng Sanctuary borders Arunachal Pradesh. However, the Sakteng Sanctuary on the east of Bhutan is closer to the border with Arunachal Pradesh. So, from the standpoint of these facts, the cooperation agreement between Bhutan and China is considered to be significant and also critical for India. The Indian tradition performed in Trinidad and Tobago Islands is yet another event. The tradition of performing Ram Leela is still carried out in Trinidad and Tobago Islands by the Indian diaspora who migrated to the islands in the form of indentured laborers some centuries ago. So, who all are considered as the indentured laborers? Those people have migrated in the form of laborers. So, these were the laborers that the British have recruited to work in the plantations across the different colonies on account of abolition of slave trade in 1834 in the British Empire. The British government has abolished slave trade in 1834 in the British Empire, in all the colonies of the British Empire. In pursuance to this, these people were migrated to the territories like Trinidad and Tobago to work as laborers in the plantation areas in different colonies, often referred to as Girmitias. So, these indentured laborers are often referred to as Girmitias. They are mostly from the states of UP, Bihar and Tamil Nadu. These indentured laborers are settled in 19 colonies of the British including Fiji, Mauritius, Sri Lanka, Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, Malaysia, Uganda, Kenya and South Africa. So, these are the various countries which were previously colonies of the British Empire to which the people from India have migrated in the form of indentured laborers. Abolition of indentured laborers. In 1916, Madan Mohan Malaviya has moved a resolution in the Indian Legislative Council for the abolition of the indentured laborer system. Later, this system was abolished officially by the British government in 1917. In South Africa, under the Smuts Gandhi settlement, Gandhiji has obtained a waiver from poll tax for these indentured laborers. So, this is a brief history about the indentured laborer system. Now, what is the significance of this event? It has cultural significance and diaspora related significance. Cultural significance is it plays an important role in the spread of Indian culture across the globe by building temples for Indian gods and by celebrating the Indian festivals and cultures and rituals. Now, what is the diaspora significance? Many laborers became small planters themselves, playing major roles in the political and economic aspects, and also are considered to be the pioneers of the Indian diaspora in those societies. So it has two significance. One is cultural significance and one is diaspora related significance.